trial of Alec Murdaugh continues, and we heard from his former best friend, Chris Wilson. He took the stand this morning. Wilson said he and Murdaugh went to college together, and their kids were also close. Murdaugh's accused of killing his wife Maggie and his son Paul. They were both found shot to death on the family's hunting property in June 2021. Wilson said his wife was friends and sorority sisters with Maggie. Fox Carolina's Grace Runkles in Walterboro for us with more on that emotional day in court today.
It was a day packed with financial testimony, and we even saw Alec Murdaugh's former best friend take the stand. In fact, he was up there the entire morning, often becoming emotional, recalling the good times he had with his friend that today he seemed like he couldn't even look at in court. Chris Wilson testified knowing Murdaugh since high school, becoming close at law school, and eventually forming a close relationship, sometimes sharing cases together. He says they spoke on the phone multiple times a day, even on the day of the murders, between 9 and 10 that night. The defense pushed that nothing seemed off to Wilson during those calls.
There was nothing about Alec's demeanor that alarmed you during that conversation, right?
No, sir.
He wasn't breathing heavy, was he?
No, sir.
He didn't sound panicky in any way, did he?
Not panicky, no, sir.
Just a regular conversation with Alec?
All conversations with Alec are a little bit scattered, but no, he didn't sound out of the ordinary.
One of the cases they worked on together was the Mac Ferris case. That's one of the cases that Murdaugh allegedly stole money from. Wilson says he was completely unaware of what Murdaugh was doing and trusted him when Murdaugh asked the checks be made to him personally and not his law firm. Wilson ended up having to cover almost $200,000 of those missing funds with his own money. The defense spent their cross-examination building up Murdaugh's family man image, so the state pushed back on redirect, saying Murdaugh led a double life, bringing up a conversation Murdaugh and Wilson had when the truth about the missing funds finally came out.
Did he confess to you the truth of his life, that those of whom were close to him, no one knew?
He confessed to me things about him that I didn't know.
And you had no idea about any of that?
No, sir.
And he said it had been going on for years, the reality of his life.
He told me that he had been addicted to opioids, and I think he said either for 20 or over 20 years.
And also?
And that he had been stealing money from his clients in the firm.
And that was a lightning bolt because you had no idea, despite being his best friend.
Objection leading, argument.
Were you one of his best friends?
Yes, sir.
Wilson says that he has not personally talked to Murdaugh since that conversation in September 2021. In Walterboro, Grace Runkle, Fox Carolina News.
Coming up at 11, we break down some of the testimony from the son of Murdaugh's housekeeper who died in 2018. And he claims Murdaugh promised to help them in a wrongful death case, but instead took money from them. And we'll have continuing coverage of the trial for you right here on Fox Carolina. We'll be with you every step of the way. You can stream it live on our website or also on your Roku, your Fire, or your Apple TV.